Married people of Reddit, what is the harmless elephant in the room that won't affect your relationship but you never speak of? He never finishes his coffee, so there's always a half-drunk coffee on the table. Sometimes a few if he hasn't put the mugs in the kitchen. I've asked him why, and he says it's because it gets cold too fast. Tried smaller coffees, still does it. Not me but my parents. We're a Chinese family and my father is born in the Chinese zodiac year of the pig. After they were married, my mother started buying pig-themed things for the house. A pillowcase featuring a farm scene, a mug in the shape of a pig, pig figurines, etc. My father thought my mother liked pigs because she kept buying pig-themed things, so he started buying pig-themed things for the house, too. 10 years later, with the house filled in pig-themed things, they have a conversation and realize that neither of them really were into pigs and they were just buying them for the other person. Now guests who come over see pigs all over the place and think my parents collect them and they buy more pig-themed things as gifts for birthdays, anniversaries, etc. What do you want to eat? I don't care. Okay, I'll grab some subs then. I don't want subs. Okay, then what do you want? I don't care. This goes on every time we don't have time to cook, or don't have anything to cook. I give a 10 minutes and 5 minutes warning before I put dinner on the table. Yet, the minute I say dinner is ready, he has to poop. Every single day, I'm learning to tell him dinner is ready at the 5-minute mark so that he is ready when dinner is. That he talks constantly about any movie or show we're watching. Who's that? What's happening? Are they gonna die? Is that the bad guy? I don't know, maybe if you STFU and watched the movie you would find out. Annoys me so much, but really harmless in the grand scheme of our relationship. There is a small red colored magnet hidden somewhere in the house. When it's found it has to be moved to another hiding place. We've been doing this for 15 years now but never talk about it. It's how these things start that's so magical. If I said, hey let's move this magnet about for fun, it wouldn't work. It has to come about by some lovely happenstance joke. On multiple occasions in our dozen years of marriage, my wife has talked to my farts. As in, I fart and from across the house I hear what was that honey? It's little things like this that I wake up for every morning. I travel for work and bring back a stuffed animal for her. I did this for years and then found out that she refuses to donate throw away anything with a face. We have gobs of stuffed animals from my trips all over the place. Did I stop getting her stuffed animals after I learned? Of course not. So the elephant in the room is probably from my Arizona trip. My wife is the absolute worst storyteller ever. She is so smart and funny, but my goodness, her stories go on forever. She takes a story that should take 2 minutes to tell and turns it into a 25-minute story with every single detail that actually happened. My wife is the same way. She'll do that thing where it was a 5-minute walk from the car to the store becomes, so I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I'm still walking. Every time we are driving by an outdoor mall or anywhere with a lot of storefronts, he will read every single store out loud every time. Neither of us puts up laundry. It's supposed to be one washes the other puts it away but neither of us do it. All our clothes just sit in baskets 99% of the time. It irks us both but we're both guilty so we keep our mouths shut. I'm disabled and have a lot of trouble lifting stuff because of my shoulder. I can do it, but it's painful and I can injure myself pretty easily. We have a tiny bathroom and can only hang our towels over the shower rod. I can take the towels down easily since I can just pull them from the bottom. However, I can never hang them back up because I can't lift my shoulder over my head very well, so I always leave them on the toilet seat. By the end of the day they're always hung up again. There's a lot of stuff he does like this that makes my life easier, but he never brings it up or complains. I'm seriously the luckiest woman alive. Well, there is this bag of luggage at the bottom of the stairs that she left there when we got back from holiday last week. My wife doesn't screw the top back on the bottle of anything. Everything with a lid is a potential bomb. She never puts the freaking cap back on the toothpaste. When my husband takes off his socks he leaves them balled up and in the hamper they go. If they are missed when getting put in the wash and then dried they stay wet and it makes me irrationally angry. I said something early in our relationship a few times and 9 years later the socks are still balled up. My wife has an eye disorder that makes all cat puke completely invisible, regardless of its size or location in the room. It will sit there until I pick it up, and then when I pick it up she says, "Oh, I didn't see that." He leaves any and all doors drawers open after getting what he needs out of them. Kitchen cabinets, the dishwasher, the microwave, bathroom vanity, closets, dressers, nightstands. I can always tell whether or not he's home when I walk through the front door. It will look like our kitchen is about to be ransacked. I've called him out on it like twice. When I first noticed it was a trend and a time after that, and he was genuinely surprised. He was like, "You're freaking with me, you opened some of those." Nope. 7 kitchen cabinets and drawers apparently had to be opened for you to make your snack. All you, babe. He sincerely apologized. But here we are 4 years later and I still just follow him around closing cabinets and drawers after he leaves the room. It's too comical to fight over. And it really doesn't even bother me terribly, so I just don't bring it up. My wife eats pizza starting on the crust end first. Divorce is discussed every pizza night. The 2 relationships I was in directly before I met my wife ended when my partner died. Nothing suspicious. They both died of cancer. Different cancers. But my wife knows I miss one of them still and we never talk about it. I'm jealous of our dog. My husband gives her more attention and affection than he gives me. When the dog comes into the room after having been gone for more than 10 minutes, she gets a full romantic monologue in Spanish while being rocked in his arms. Hola mi amor. ¿Quieres? ¿Quieres? Hermosa? Sí. Sí. Yo sé. ¿Te sientes bien? Sí. Sí. Claro. Mi amor. ¿Estás cansada? Pobrecita? Oh. Pobrecita. Te leva. When I come home after a full day of work, all I get is, "Oh, hi," then attention back on the dog. Dang that cute little bee. Well, it was a long time ago so it doesn't matter now, but the time I farted in front of her whole family while we were all crowded around a small table looking at something, it was a bad one. One of those ones that's hot coming out. Nobody flinched, left the table, or ever said a word about it. We're not married but he leaves nearly everything he owns in his pockets when he puts his short jeans in the washing machine. I left a sandwich in a hoodie once. She still married me. I've seen her ex showering in the gym and his dong is about twice as long and thick as mine. The girl I'm seeing literally told me I'm so used to 10 inches, but he only could last for like 30 seconds. I'm sitting here like not only is this dude twice as long, but he can last twice as long too. But seriously it's not been a problem at all. There are so many other factors besides size. I feel like I turn off lights 4 times more often in this house than I turn them on. But it's not just the wife, it's also the kids. We've both got damaged hearing. His from work and mine from far too many gigs concerts as a teenager. So almost all of our conversations include what down the hall. We've finally worked out after 13 years together that sleeping in the same room as each other just doesn't work for us and we are happier and healthier sleeping in separate rooms. Means we have to prioritize intimacy, but we are happier and saner sleeping in his and hers rooms. He snores and likes to watch movies on his iPad until the middle of the night and I wake up if a mouse rolls over 2 blocks away. Years of sleep deprivation have taught us both that a good night's rest make us more loving partners to each other. She once bragged about being good at chess and I beat her in 5 moves using a tactic I found on YouTube. We don't speak of chess anymore. Oh, I know that one too well. Mine told me that she played lots of chess with her sister and played chess at school etc. As I love challenges I put like 5 hours of work into basic chess strategies and openings and played like 5 online games and now I almost always beat her and she doesn't believe me that I don't play chess regularly. Well, since we've known each other since childhood, she remembers all the times I've cried like a little bee over the stupidest things. I dread the day she figures out how to use that against me. Drives me insane that he eats in bed. Not snacks, but full freaking meals. Spaghetti in bed. Chinese food in bed. Sushi in bed. I freak out that he's going to spill something all over and I'm going to have to wake up to help him change the sheets again. He's a $1.40 soaking wet, so I don't even know where it goes. If you asked him, it's that I never throw away a piece of paper I needed for that one class 3 months ago or that goat's cheese in the freezer from even before then. He's constantly coming to me with 2 things in his hand saying I can only keep one. Driving. I taught her to drive when she was about 20 30 years later she is still a slow and mostly careful driver, so if she is driving, I have to allow for extra time to get somewhere as well as be accepting of the fact she might use a different route. When I'm driving, she knows to put her earbuds in and look down at her phone or even close her eyes or else she will be terrified. My wife leaving food out on the counter without ever putting it away disgusts me and I end up cleaning up after her every day. I leave my socks everywhere which she finds repulsive, but she cleans them up and never says anything. Neither of us are changing our ways, so we just accept it. 80% of our marriage is one of us says, "Where's my keys?" and the other saying, "What? I don't think it will change." My wife apparently thinks all doors should remain open. And I mean all doors, including all the furniture, fridge. I spend a significant part of my life closing wardrobes, closets, cabinets, the fridge. For God's sake, we can't have birds because she left their door open and they escaped twice different birds. And I don't want to traumatize my kids further. My wife uses all the dishes when she cooks. I don't even know how that's possible. I'm grateful for the meal but salty that whoever doesn't cook does the dishes. MMMHMM, here you're on this. My husband has used dishes I didn't even know we owned. He always moves my things. My shampoo or conditioner in the shower are never where they're supposed to be. Why do you have to move it? What are you doing that it needs to be moved around? Babe, where are my new shoes? You haven't seen them. 3 months later I find them in a suitcase in the closet. Babe, where did that bill go that I paid last week? When we were moving I found like 10 paid but not filed away bills in a shoebox shoved all the way under the bed. But on my part, I leave messes. It's not like I do it on purpose, it just happens and I'm somehow unable to see it as a mess. He is like this cleaning machine. First thing he does when he wakes up, automatically line everything up on the table. I come home from work on his days off and the house is too organized. He doesn't remember doing it half the time, hence the never worn cute shoes in a suitcase. His answer is, "I've never seen those." We got wasted in Liverpool one night and spent the night at a friend's house. We all woke up and it had looked like a maid had come through. He didn't remember doing it. His friends said it was normal and they'd never mention it to him before in case he stopped doing it. I have a buddy like that. You better believe he's invited to all of my parties. When we got together in our early 20s I kind of moved in with him pretty quickly. He was like, "Feel just like you're at home. What's mine is yours," but never opened the top drawer of the nightstand. So I was living there with him for almost a year thinking that was where his pea collection was stored or something like that. We never talked about it, mostly because I was pretty sure I knew what was in there anyway. So what about it? Not that I mind. One evening I was laying on the bed and he was at the computer and I was like, "I wish I had my Game Boy Color here with me. I haven't played Pokemon in years and I would like to play it so badly right now." His answer was, of course, open the top drawer of the nightstand and there it was, his old Game Boy and the blue version of Pokemon, and we ended up getting a second GBC and the red version and playing it for months. So basically, respect your partner's little secrets and never really grow up is the advice I can give you. The fact that my husband's father walked out when he was 3 years old. The last memory that my husband has is of his father claiming that he doesn't want him. This has led to my husband being overly protective of our daughter. Frustrates me sometimes, but I say nothing because I know why. Every time he puts on a new toilet paper roll, he does it upside down. I flip it over every time. 16 years and counting. My wife and I had this discussion early in our relationship. Us both wanting it the same way is awesome. She does squeeze the toothpaste from the top of the tube like a goddamn animal though. Leaves half-finished glasses of water everywhere. Also, puts a glass of water next to the bed despite knocking it over at least twice a week. Me. Human perfection. No flaws. I fall asleep with my light on nearly every night while reading before bed, and can usually be found face down in a book or my Kindle, or I'll be curled up with it like it's a stuffed animal. My husband has to find a way to get the book Kindle away from me without waking me up. I also leave half full water glasses all over the house. He's rubbish at cleaning the glass lids to our pants. Still look filthy with grease food after he's done washing up. And he frequently leaves bits of facial hair all over the bathroom sink. He does his best to clean up, but there's still hairs on everything anyway. We just take this stuff in stride. It's not a deal breaker, and we both know we're each far from perfect. We have a trinket, small glass monkey, that started out as me putting it on his study desk in secret, to which he would then put it back on mine. Now it has escalated to being hidden in each other's stuff all around the house, underwear drawer, shoes and luggage. We have never spoken about it. My husband refuses to use our dirty clothes hamper. Socks and underwear are discarded wherever he feels like kicking them off. I, on the other hand, love to cook huge, elaborate meals but refuse to eat leftovers. Also, I put ice in my wine like a heathen. Divorced lawyer and married man here. Something I saw come up in divorces and tried to make sure was not happening in my own relationship is when one person feels they don't have a life outside their marriage and kids. That feeling will swelter and grate for years, and I have seen it finally be the end of long marriages. The spouse who feels they have nothing outside of the marriage eventually blaming the other spouse. My wife works part-time and is home part-time, so I started being pushy about her getting out while I stayed home with the kids. And I really did have to get pushy about it. She wound up playing on an indoor soccer team and getting drinks more regularly with friends. She would often thank me later for being insistent about her getting out, and I think it helped relieve something that could have otherwise festered between us. I'm an insomniac and he sleeps like a brick. My husband leaves the last bit of anything in a jar or container, on purpose. Like, not enough margarine to spread on a single bit of bread, or a single grape. Freaking eat it or bin it. This is a gold spongegar. It only appears once every 1 million spongegar memes, like in 5 seconds or bad luck. Thanks for watching. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.